Hey YouTubers, thanks so much for checking out today's video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Trish with Just Dance, and today I'm gonna help you improve your Cuban motion by working on full body integration. And what I mean by that is learning how to dance more fluidly in your transitions from step to step. Now, if you are a new dancer, a beginner with Cuban motion, and still working on the very beginning mechanics with your instructors, I would advise you to come back to this video at a later time after you've had more work and your instructor has helped you to kind of get through the beginning stages. If you feel like you are ready to move to that next level, continue watching and we are going to work together to help you get more fluid. So what I mean by the beginning stage, when we're first learning to dance Cuban motion, it's a little bit robotic, and that is part of the process. So what that looks like is we're still thinking about bending and straightening, and stepping with the balls of our feet and the inside edges of the toes. This is kind of the robotic stage. It's very methodical. You're going from one little part to the next, and it's not really smooth just yet. We haven't quite learned how to connect the full body, and that is perfectly fine. So keep on working on that in the studio with your instructor and come back later at another time. What I mean by full body integration is when we start to actually dance in between the steps and we're able to get more into the characteristic of the rhythm dances, understanding how the movement from the floor through the body and from the top of the body down into the floor connects. Every little thing moves together in harmony. That's what we're going to work on today. So let's go ahead and get right to it. There are three things that I want to focus on today. There's so much that goes into Cuban motion, and I'm not going to be able to cover all of that, but the three things are how to prepare your body for every step that you take. So what actions are included before taking a step. The second thing is what should happen from the moment you take that step, from transferring your weight and keeping that fluid. And then the last thing is how to then transition to the next step. And by doing that, we're going to start to harmonize our body and connect every movement we do from foot to foot. That way it looks fluid. The first thing I want to talk about is preparation to take a step. Now I'm just going to be doing a rumba box for today's video because that's one of the best patterns to practice your Cuban motion in. But of course, this needs to be applied to every single step that you take in your rhythm dances. So preparation for your first step is making sure that we have what I call a top-down, bottom-up connection as well as a rotation. Let me explain what that means. So top-down meaning I'm engaging my lat muscles and I'm pulling down through the back. I'm starting to work these back muscles, upper back muscles. So that's top-down. It pulls down, and that helps to also keep my shoulders down and my spine nice and long. The bottom up is the hip lifting. The hip has to come up towards that. So what that does is it creates a crunch on one side. I call that the short side. And then you have a lengthened side. So the side that stretches wide and the side that stays nice and short. The foot that you're pushing off of, so let's say we're standing on our right foot, we're about to step with our left. Our right side is going to be the shortened side. It's the side that's sending us forward or sending us to our foot in any direction. It doesn't have to be forward. But that's your supporting side. So that's where all your power is coming from. You want to shorten it. And then the side that you're moving from starts to lengthen. Space is created. Your arm moves away from your body. You're creating space. So that's what I mean by top down, bottom up connection. You're making a connection within your own body. The body has to start moving before a step is taken. Step one, end of discussion there, right? So we have to get our body dancing before we can take an action. So the next thing is body rotation. So here is your rib cage, right? Rib cage. And here's your spine in between, right in the middle. We're gonna take the rib cage and we wanna make sure that the upper body is rotating around the spine. So along with the top down body, bottom up, I want there to be a rotation in your body. So we're preparing to move our left side forward to take a step. We want to make sure that our whole left side stretches in that direction. So I'll show you from here now. So I shorten the right side, left side rotates to come forward. Now my left knee bends, and it's all connected. Every little thing that we do has a connection. So body rotates, knee comes forward, and now my left foot is ready to move in any direction. I can go forward, side, back, or just stay in place. To do the box, we're gonna step forward. Okay, next step is making the transition from taking the step to getting fully on the step, a nice fluid movement. So when we take this step, we don't wanna stop, because then it's gonna slow us down and it's going to make us look like we're still in that robotic stage, which is the first stage that we're in when we're learning Cuban motion. But to move beyond that, as soon as you take that step, start thinking that there's a string attached to your hip flexor, pulling you forward over that foot. So there's constant movement going on in that leg. You're working the leg action so that you can get to 2 straight legs. When you initially take that step, you're on 1 bent leg or 1 soft knee. You're not bent too much. You don't want to overdo that either. And then you want to get to 2 straight legs as soon as possible. And the key here is, as soon as your new standing leg straightens, don't release the back leg. You want to appear like your legs are very long and that you're really stretching the step as long as you can, creating a very elastic look, which is going to contribute to foot speed, which is my next topic, but we'll get there in just a second. So we prepare the body, top down, bottom up, rotation, and step. Hip flexor pulls forward like there's an imaginary string taking your hip over your foot. Now, you have 2 straight legs. There's still pressure in that back foot, and that right side has now started to shift over to the left. So now I'm going to turn this way. Now I'm starting to shorten my left side because this has become my supporting leg, my standing side. And I'm lengthening through the right side at this point. So I've already done my pendulum swing in the hips. The next step is rotation. We want to quickly rotate our upper body around the spine and do the top down, bottom up, and that's going to create foot speed. So the longer you can wait to do that quick rotation in the body and in the hip, as well as the top down, bottom up on the new supporting leg, the quicker your free leg can move from A to B, making you appear fast, but also slow and elastic at the same time. And this is when you are becoming a very fluid dancer in your Cuban motion. So I'm going to demonstrate that now without stopping so much, and I want you to get up and join me, practice these things, and do go slow at first. You don't need to go full speed with music right away. I suggest dancing half speed. So we prepare the body, and think of it as like tick, 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 tick. There's like little ticks that are happening in your body. Tick, 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 step. Hip flexor, forward, 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 straight leg, and rotate. Take your next step. Tick, 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 tick. Straightening that leg, rotate and close. Straighten, 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 rotate. So there's constant movement happening in between each step that's giving you a more fluid connection from foot to foot rather than this, which is the very beginning stage. So we're trying to move on from this stage to a consistent movement, fluid dancing in between each step. This is when you really become a rhythm dancer because your body is being rhythmical in between the weight transfers. So let's go ahead and recap that one more time. And I'm going to dance it as I say it. We have preparation of the body by top down, bottom up, and rotation of the rib cage. That's step 1. Step 2, take the step, have that imaginary string pull you up over your foot to 2 straight legs. Step 3 is quick rotation for fast foot speed. Quick rotation means you have your new shortened side, rotation of the body, lifting of the hip, step. There is a little bit more to that, but I'm not going to get into too many more details. So I've taken my step and I want to start working that leg so that my weight shifts. There's a pendulum swing in the hips, so I start to shorten my new side. And then last thing we do, rotate and take your step. Straighten, 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 release. Step, straighten your legs, straight, 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 release. Step, straight, 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 release. So this is what I want you to practice. And whenever you're ready, you can add it into forward walks. You can add it into backward walks. Practice this in all different directions. You can walk side and forward, changing directions. So you can get used to moving in different directions, because obviously we're not always dancing a box step. We're also not always dancing rumba, but we do want to apply this in all of our rhythm dances. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions on what I covered today or suggestions for other videos you would like me to create, let us know in the comments below and we'll get right on that for you. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can get notified with all the awesome videos that we're creating to help you supplement the lessons you're learning with your instructor in the studio. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.